Hi Hannah, it's Tony, giving you a critique on your landscape photos. So the first shot is very picturesque. This looks like, I don't really know exactly where this is, but pretty big bridge in the background there. And I really love that sailboat in terms of the composition and the dock and the big part of the sky, the way that you compose the picture. Uh, Looks really nice in terms of the rule of thirds, where you split the picture into three parts. The sailboat fits right in, pretty much right where that where one of the thirds would be emphasizing an element in the picture for composition. So that works out really well. Um, so good exposure. I guess the only thing, if it looks like the background might be a little on the soft side. Something like this, if you were shooting with your lens wide open and you got a little shallower depth of field, you might try shooting with your aperture somewhere in the neighborhood of like f11, f16, and then maybe that the bridge and the trees in the background would be in focus too, if that's what you wanted. But in this particular shot, very nice image. Go down here to the next one. And this one, a really nice, interesting, minimalist kind of shot. And I guess what I really like is that you didn't shoot it where the horizon was horizontal, which actually adds some real interest to this. And then the fact that you have these, the pier, part of the pier or whatever those wooden logs are there, also has kind of a triangular shape to them. So all these different triangles going on in the picture, and then the fact that it's kind of very minimalist is really nice too, very interesting. And this one too, looks like your aperture might be pretty much wide open or open, pretty much, because then your foreground image right here with the with this particular pier right here, that would have been nice if this was in focus too. So you have the background in focus back here, but it would have been interesting to also have the this little foreground element here in focus too. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. And also continuing with the minimalist kind of look to the pictures, which is real nice. This one, probably could have just straightened it out a little bit. I mean, if you were using Photoshop, but this one would definitely work in terms of the having the horizon lines straight. You have all this banding going on here, which is really kind of nice. You have this layer up here, and then you have the layer of trees, and then the layer of water, and the layer of the sand with the geese in there. Very nice. Okay, we'll go on to the next one here. And this one, let's see if this is part of your exposure compensation here. Oh, it is, okay. All right, so then this next series right here, these three right here, are part of your exposure compensation. And great that you could do the exposure compensation. I always think it's really important for people to know that they have the ability to lighten or darken the pictures. And whenever you're shooting a shot, sometimes you could shoot the picture and it could come out just a little light, a little bit dark. Then by using this exposure compensation, like for instance, I imagine that this first shot here was the one that the camera meter had suggested as being the correct exposure. And you can see this one is a little on the light side. So you could have, if you were just shooting one shot, this is definitely a great example to show where you could actually do a little minus on the exposure compensation to take care of that. Okay. Next one, also a very nice minimalist look to the photo, and also the layering going on. You have this top layer, and then the other layer here, and then the gravel, and then the grass, and then the interesting element with the that pier log kind of intersecting and going up piercing through the different layers here. Going on to your next one. And this one could actually have, you could have done a little bit of the minus exposure compensation to bring out a little bit more of the blue in the sky maybe. Not as strong as the other ones, but maybe the exposure would have been a little bit better with the minus exposure compensation, and also give you a little bit more contrast in the trees and in the water there too. So this might have been a good black and white image. And let's see. Yeah, it could be dramatic enough with the black and white. There might be enough detail there where you could get some nice contrast in the sky between the sky and the blue sky and the clouds too. So, okay, next one. This one, whenever you have shots something like this, this is also a good example where you could have done a little bit of minus on the exposure compensation. But the leaves look really nice. In something like this, I guess this would be my own preference, where you have the tree bark right here. I would probably have done a little minus exposure compensation, and I would have also shot so that my aperture was somewhere in the neighborhood of f11, f16, so I could get all this great texture in here in focus along with the tree up there too. I would try that, because this right now, this kind of white out of focus area just kind of just distracts you from what the content of your picture is. Go on to this next one here. And another minimalist looking kind of shot, and very nice. I really like this one. Probably could have had the horizon line be straight, but I love this element of the putting the pier log in the foreground there. And you can see this is in focus and the background's in focus too. So that really helps to add in terms of keeping the visual elements interesting in your photo. So this exposure looks really nice, and a very nice job.